Are you accepting yourself in the ways that you truly need? Hi, I'm Brenda Mailer with Sea Bright Spirit. Today I'd like to connect with you about self-acceptance. What is it? Why does it matter? And how might we cultivate it to support ourselves? So what is self-acceptance? It's basically acknowledging and embracing who you are without any requirement of skills or talents or specific qualifications, without any conditions on that, or expectations or exceptions. When we can truly accept ourselves, we really are just, grateful for who we are. We're accepting and loving towards ourselves. Essentially, we are validating who we are. But what tends to happen, and you're not alone if you experience this, I know I've been there, where we look to others for validation. We look to others to feel a sense of belonging, to fit in, to be liked. And it leaves us vulnerable. It leaves us vulnerable to those people's expectations, their perceptions, what they like and don't like. And in the long run, it can leave us feeling pretty disconnected from who we are and often lost, if you can relate to that. I know I've been there, and it's something that we might move through different times in our lives, right? But what I'd like to offer you today is a pathway to work with self-acceptance so that you can learn to validate yourself, that you can practice self-acceptance. So it leaves you feeling confident. It leaves you feeling validated in whatever it is that you're feeling, and loving and compassionate towards yourself, regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of what others think. So how do we overcome this? How do we work with the need for self-acceptance? Well, I like to often start with reflecting a little bit how self-acceptance is influenced through our past experiences. Okay, so maybe bring to your mind, something that you can remember from your past that today, when you think about it, you maybe have a feeling of regret or, frustration or discontent. When you think about that past experience, you're probably looking at it based on your perception and your awareness today. Even if it was, yesterday and you're like, oh, why did I do that? Right? Oh, I didn't do that the way I wanted to do that. I should have done this or I should have done that. Right? And so then we get hard on ourselves. But if you can go back into that moment and, take in the experience of like, what was going on around you? How were you feeling? What was it that you needed in that moment? You're probably not going to be able to say, oh, I should have done this differently. I should have done that way. Because when you're looking at it through the lens of now, you're looking at what could have been done differently. But in that moment, would you actually have done anything differently? And if you could have, okay, that's good, but acknowledge, how can I learn from this? What would I do next time? But if you can even, begin to forgive or accept or allow whatever your action, reaction, whatever it was, to allow yourself to accept that that's where I was in that moment and that's kind of the way I needed to respond, and I maybe want to learn from that. That is the beginning of self-acceptance, to be able to just say, okay, yeah, right. I can see what I did. I can understand maybe why I did that. I was emotional, or I was, stressed. I was, overwhelmed. I was afraid. And so I took that action. How can I support myself through that? So in that way, we can kind of step into maybe that second piece. Well, so how do I talk to myself about my experiences? Am I constantly criticizing myself? Am I judging myself? Do I hear that inner commentary of like, should, and, you're bad, how could you do that? listening and paying attention to that, well, listening to it and following whatever that voice is saying in your head is going to just dig a big hole. Like, you're going to feel really awful. It's not going to help you. So what I want to invite you to do is to recognize that kind of inner critic or inner bully, or even an external, if it's somebody else that's saying it to you. Just be mindful that that isn't warranted, that you are more valuable than that. Okay. And if you can start to stand up for yourself, saying, Brenda, it's okay. I know you did your best. We can do differently next time. We'll try that on a different way. Encouraging yourself to honor what it is that you need, and to appreciate that every moment is an opportunity to learn. So if you notice yourself criticizing, how could you, you're terrible at that, don't be so stupid, whatever that is, see how you can reframe that. And I've talked a little bit about this in other videos as well. That reframing is so important, that when you notice what you say to yourself, reframe it in a way that is compassionate, loving, supportive, encouraging, growth worthy. Okay. And that way you just, you build up that love and appreciation of yourself. Okay. Now, the final piece that I want to bring into this is often, something that I find that maybe we forget. We easily look at others and we see this, but we have a hard time sometimes seeing this in ourselves. And that is your innate worthiness. That you are a being of value, you are unique, that really you're not supposed to be like anybody else. You're supposed to be like you. And that's why you're here. And the more you can embrace that, the more you can embrace who you are, how you are, what you are, how you act, things you love, the more you can just appreciate your own uniqueness. And so this is like getting a little bit deeper into the heart space and just really noticing, like, if you put your hands over your heart right now and you look inward of yourself and you see that, sweet being that you are, if you can touch into that on a regular basis, that can really help to lead you into truth of who you are, of accepting of who you are, of acknowledging who you are. Okay. And so there's 3 practices to help you work with building your own self-acceptance. So, forgiving, allowing the past to be what it was, trusting that, I did what I could in that moment. What can I learn from it if I want to do differently next time? Okay. To practice the self-talk of encouragement, love, compassion, working through those moments that, you feel like, that you did something wrong. How can you love yourself through moments of wrongdoing? Okay. And then just remembering that you are a being of so much value. You are on this earth for a reason. Your uniqueness is stunning. Your uniqueness is amazing. You need to embrace that. Okay. And practicing these things is going to give you the confidence, the bravery, to stand up for who you are, what you need, and to be able to, really take action in your life with purpose. Okay. So I hope this resonates well for you. If you have any comments or thoughts or questions, I'd love to hear from you. If you need any support with this, I am totally here to help you. You can reach out to me at brenda@seabrightspirit.ca. We can set up a time to chat. I'm always, looking to support people who want to step more fully into their lives, to come home to themselves, to be true to themselves, and really embrace the opportunity that life is providing. So I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for taking this in, and I hope these practices will really serve you well in cultivating your own acceptance in yourself. Keep validating who you are, how you feel, what you need, and just the world will transform with you. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to connecting again soon. Bye. Did you find this video helpful today? I'd love to know in what ways. Please comment below. Be sure that you like the video and subscribe for future videos that I'll be offering. Thanks again for being here. Have a beautiful day.